Mm, Today, I'm going to deliver a presentation for my study that which compare U.S. and Korea curriculum. And the purpose of this study is to compare high school curriculum of United States and Korea. We know that a lot of study shows that comparing those countries, and they show that content and what was time allocation, and we also see the similar data with from OECD, especially OECD education indicators published at 2019. Also gave a lot of information about um, compulsory curriculum hours for elementary and middle school. What I mentioned before have in common is that they analyze in elementary and middle school. For high school, because it is not a compulsory education, and comparing their curricula is more difficult. Especially, it is necessary to consider whether it is state level or school level that drives curriculum operation. Also, we need to consider whether the curriculum influences absolutely or not. In addition, the degree of fidelity of curriculum implementation important factor to be considered in comparing curriculum across the country. So this study compared the curriculum of Korea and US based on the curriculum document of Korea because it presents the systematic curriculum components in the document. Since 2010, American curriculum has undergone rapid change. In particular, federal government has listened to attempt to CCSS, as to make standards which might be used in several states. Here's an explanation of CCS. And I brought the data from California state, and cause its population is lot and has state level low, that explains curriculum which is which compared with Korean things. And here's my data that I used. There's a subject and explanations, and they also explain UC requires and CSU requires for next college entrance levels. And I also brought data from LA district, because state level curricula and district level curricula is somewhat different. Usually district level gives lots of graduation credits. I guess that district level curriculum is more similar with the school level curriculum, so we need to analyze together with state level and district level to guess what really occurs in school level curriculum. And I also use Korea data from national curriculum documents. Because Korea set high school graduation standards in national level curriculum documents, it is very easy and standard to make a compare with the others. Let's see the table. Here's a subject area and subject clusters, and subject cluster includes subject, and here's a unit. Unit in here is almost similar with the credits, and you can see the total units, total credits, and for graduation Korea is at 2,204. So I to analyze this data, um, it was not easy. So this is the procedure of analyzing data. Firstly, both countries use different units, so I need to consolidate the credit units. Those cases, especially in America, they use Carnegie unit. Carnegie unit is a 1 year unit, and credit unit is 50-minute classes, 5 days a week, and 1 semester. It was mixed. Um, when a Carnegie unit is converted to a credit unit, one Carnegie unit becomes a 10 credits. So this study uses credit units for comparison. According to California, minimum gradation required is 130 over 4 years, and UC and USC is 150. On the other hand, the number of credit offered by district are vary. District of California offers from 220 to 206, comparing Louisiana 220 and Texas 230. As an example, I read the Los Angeles Unified School District, and it offers a 210, and Piedmont Unified School District, I don't know how to read it, and 225. Based on this, we can assume that U.S. district ranges between 220 and 260. So this study has set the graduation credit at about 230. In this study, the minimum graduation requirement at the state level was compared to the requirement unit of Korean curriculum. In the curriculum, graduate completion requirement at the district level was compared to Korean autonomous credits. Of course, each district does not have exactly the same graduation requirement of autonomous credit of Korea, cause it differs in the number of credit required for each subject. Based on the discussion above, a new table was reconstructed by mixing those school systems. It's too small. Here, I put subject Korean here and US here, and there are subject area similarly, and subject here, and requirement subjects here, and unity here. So, US is 4 years for graduation, so I calculated for 3 years to compare this data. Let's see. Here's a total credits for graduation in Korea is 204, and near US 230 for 4 years. So if we calculate to 3 years, it's about 172. But in the US, they don't have creative experience or activity, so we need to take it out of the total credits. So if we take out this creative experience activity, it's almost similar. This main result of my study, and let's see more details. So the curriculum for graduation of US and Korea is almost, as a result, similar. or US is somewhat less than that of Korea. That's because US curriculum does not have creative experience activities. We need to just compare with the subject curriculum. And it is important to calculate it to 3 years or 4 years of curriculums to 3 years, because the period of high school is differs. So if you calculate into 3 years, state level suggests that 97.5 in the United States and 94 in Korea. So the amount of required course credit is somewhat higher in the United States. And second things, the graduating credit in US district are almost similar with unit school level curriculum. So credits administered only in the US educational district will be credits to the educational district minus the credit present at state level. This is similar to the autonomous credit in Korea. This amount is about 10 credit, less than that of the United States and Korea. Considering this comprehensively, it is difficult to see that the number of credit in the two countries differs greatly due to the curriculum organization. Then, we found that as a result, US requires slightly more credit at the national level. But considering this level, we might be able to know that Korea needs more credit. This difference in curriculum document does not mean that actual curriculums operate with the same with the documents. For example, in the US, where credit is required for graduation, credit completion is a standard for class planning. But in Korea, graduation credit hour can be set if graduation requirements are greater than 190 days per year. So graduate standards differ. They can bring different on curricular operation. So that means that there is a lot of issues to be considered with the curriculum document and the school timetable for the problem of large number of course hours and less. For arguing this, I analyzed how many weeks or in a years. I guess as in Korea, operated 34 weeks in a year, but I couldn't find how many weeks were operated in year in America. So I calculated by the data, and I guess that maybe the 36 weeks will be open in school in a year. So the duration of school time is also different. That needs also to be considered for actually how many students need to go to school and need to go to learn the subject. I hope this study, because it analyzed data from document, official document, it can explain how much they should learn in class. But I'm suggesting the next study, hopefully to study about what's the real students schedule in high school, because they differ from the weekend, or as I mentioned before, week schedules, and the other things are contexts are so different. Hopefully, and that might be further research in the near future. If you have any questions, please email me. Thank you.